You want to grow online, but you can't seem to find out why your message, why your product or your service is not landing and sticking to your online community. Hello, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about why your business is stalling. At this stage of your business, you might have hit a revenue ceiling. You're doing so much work, expending so much time, energy, and maybe even resources and feeling frustrated. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the number one thing that's keeping you stuck. And I love talking about this because it's so overlooked, even in marketing, but 99% of business owners that come to me struggle with this one challenge. And once we remove that blockage, it immediately starts bringing in an influx of cash. So first and foremost, my name is Amelia Hahn. I'm the founder of MindfulBody Productions. Welcome to our channel. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and check out more of our content because we reveal tips, tricks, tools, resources for you to grow your holistic healthcare brand and make a bigger impact and money as well. So let's get into it, and make sure to stick with me until the end of the video because every single step that I'm mentioning within this one thing is crucial for the success of a brand online. So first and foremost, what is the real problem? The real problem is lack of clarity. And let me explain for a moment, because when I work with businesses, they don't really understand this step until they go through our whole brand positioning process. And at the end of it, they feel so excited because it was such an unexpected thing for them to really get clarity as to how they're addressing their audience, how they're communicating their message, who they're speaking to exactly. I understand being a multi-passionate entrepreneur, maybe you feel like you want to cater to everybody. You want to help people with multiple different problems and provide different solutions to different age groups, people with different stages of their challenges, of their illness, of their problem. But let's narrow it down for a bit because that's actually costing you. And probably it's the reason, and actually the reason why you are not growing your business online. So let me break it down a little bit more for you. You as the business owner, as the founder, you know why you do what you do, and you know how effective your method is because maybe it worked for you and it's worked for other people. But when it comes to communicating it, people don't really register exactly what it is that you do and the solution that you offer them. Primarily, the reason is because the wording that you're using, the language that you're using is maybe made up of jargon, maybe made up of abstract thoughts, or maybe abstract solutions that aren't necessarily landing with the person. So when you're communicating your message, first and foremost, you need to understand exactly who you're communicating to. You don't communicate the same way to a mother with children, to an elderly 65-year-old that's struggling with joint pain, or even a teenager struggling with acne. These are completely different audiences with very different pain points, psychographics, and demographics. So before I go deeper, let me explain to you the difference between demographic and psychographic, and stick with me because there's some nuances that people miss. First and foremost, your demographic, it explains who somebody is in the world, where they live, how much they make. That is more specific to the job that they might have. And the reason why this is important is because you're not going to speak to an executive level person that has a $200K a year salary to a person that works a 9-to-5 and maybe has a $60K a year salary. It's going to be a very different language that you use, very different way that you're addressing the audience because their pains are different, their perspective of the world is different. So these are really important key information that you need. So if you're speaking very high level, you're speaking with clinical terms, you're speaking with abstract thoughts about what you do and not really grounding your message into what the person understands and knows. So what I mean by that is getting to the level of the person. It's bringing the message down so that you meet people where you're at. Remember, at a certain stage of your journey, you were unaware, maybe you were problem aware, and because of the modality that you do and the depth of knowledge that you've acquired throughout the years, now you've become an expert. But people that you're addressing aren't experts. They don't really know a lot of the things that you provide and why it's beneficial. So that's demographics. Now let's talk about psychographics. And psychographics are so important and they're very much missed by business owners primarily. But people buy based on emotions. So psychographic really defines the pains, the goals, the struggles that your ideal customer has. So let me give you an example. So for example, if you work with women that struggle with postpartum, probably a pain point that they have is not having the energy to share with their child, not feeling the motivation to get out of bed in the morning. Maybe they're feeling depressed and they feel stuck in this cycle, and they just don't understand how to get out of this cycle. There's so much emotion that goes into your psychographics, because now we're getting into the psychology of your consumer and understanding what their struggles really are on an emotional level. So those are two really important things to identify, because when you understand those things, now you know exactly what language you are going to use when you're directing it to your audience. So what I'm sharing here is very strategic, because a lot of times business owners, they input more time, more resources, and they're just trying to throw money at something and it's just not landing. I see this all the time, especially when business owners work with different agencies and they try to be their own CMO. It's really challenging because these are things that only an expert within the communications field will thoroughly understand how to do. And really extracting these points from your ideal customer is so key. It's very underlooked. But then when you leverage these, then you know what type of content to communicate to this audience. So let me give you another example. So one of our clients is a supplement brand, a major supplement brand that distributes across the globe. They have not been able to get their message to stick so that they can grow online. Luckily, they have a really great base of people because the product is a good quality, but good quality products and services only get you so far. So when we distilled the psychographics of our ideal audience and even the demographics, which are secondary, really, psychographics are more important, demographics are still important, but this is what we discovered. Our customer avatar is a woman, a mother of a family that is looking to take care of their family's health, is probably very busy and overwhelmed because there's so many products online, right? Who has the time to sit there and read the science of every product when you have a family to take care of? So one of the desires of this ideal audience is to simplify the family wellness with a trusted science-backed supplement. That is a topic all within itself that you could do for Reels, for YouTube, for Shorts, for blogs, how your brand will simplify this mother's life with science-backed supplements. Now let's talk about a fear. Harmful additives or quick fixes masquerading as health solutions. That's a whole topic within itself. You can talk about harmful additives all day. You can choose one harmful additive, write a blog about it, post about it, and talk about why quick fixes don't work. Those two are very separate topics. You can branch out and do 5 different blog articles with just that one fear. Now let's look at a goal. One goal is to maintain energy for outdoor adventures with kids and spouses. So another key important part here is outdoor activities. Now, our avatar is an active mother, not a mother that is unaware of their health. So this is why it's important to really understand your ideal audience, because we're not looking for mothers that are taking their kids to McDonald's. That's not our avatar here. Our avatar is a mother that really cares about her health and her family's health. Maybe they're not super advanced in their health journey, but they have basic understandings and know that nutrition is important. So maintaining energy, this is a goal, maintaining energy for outdoor adventures with kids and spouses. Now, when we see that goal, you're painting a picture to this avatar that ultimately, these products are going to help you maintain energy so that you can go have fun with your kids and your spouse and have outdoor activities, take your kids to soccer practice, and you're not going to feel drained, especially at that 3 p.m. mark where sometimes we feel this dip. So we really want to paint a picture for people. And we want to paint this picture on an emotional level, not the jargon of, well, this ingredient and this component and scientific terms, because the end consumer doesn't buy on logic. They make their final decision on logic, but they initially make the first step based on emotion. So you have to connect with your audience emotionally, and to do that, you need to understand their psychographics. So this is one task that you can do that's going to significantly help you. You break down your avatar, where they live, how much money they make, what job do they have. You want to understand also what are their desires, what are their fears, what are their goals, what do they even enjoy doing so you can relate to that. What do they like to read and learn about? These are all important things so that you know where to meet your avatar. Even seeing where your avatar gets their information is important, because then you can advertise on that platform. For example, if your avatar likes to read Mind Body Green, you can approach Mind Body Green, write an article, get an ad posted there, get a blast, get an email blast from there. And that's ultimately going to enrich your whole strategy, because let's say you do post that ad on Mind Body Green, but you aren't really touching on the goals or the fears or the desires. People are just going to flip that page and go to the next one. Or if you run an ad on TikTok, let's say your audience is on TikTok. Now, if that isn't specifically speaking to their desires and who you want to work with, you're going to lose people, and you're ultimately going to be throwing money at a void, and it's not going to be landing. Now, why is this so important? Because your communication strategy and having brand clarity and the direction of your brand strategy, if that's not clear, then all of your other assets are going to suffer. Your website is going to suffer, your landing page is going to suffer, your ad creatives are going to suffer, your content is going to suffer. All of the things that you're putting out online are just going to be missed and overlooked. So this is really key to having a successful campaign. Now, if you want to take this first foundational step, I'm going to help you out with this because I'm providing a free 3-day mini email course to provide you with something that we like to call a magnetic message map. Now, again, this is foundational. Take the time, because before you invest any more time and resources on new strategies and new approaches, get clear on your message first. And you're going to see how now that stagnation is going to start to flow and people are finally going to understand what you do in a way that lands for them. Make sure to subscribe. You can click the link below. I'm going to include our magnetic message map for you, and we'll see you in the next episode.